Hello and welcome to Chapter 4. In 4.1, we will be using graphs to relate to quantities. All right, so think cause and effect, concepts you've learned in ELA class, okay? I want to mess with that right now. So in the case of the containers below, as they fill with water, right, what might be happening to the height of the water in each container? We can use graphs to visually represent the relationship between two variable quantities, like tell a story as they both change. So the graphs below relate the height of the water to the volume of the water in each container. So we've got water filling up, right? Volume would be our first variable. Good, I got my red pen back. I don't want that purple thing here. And height would be our second variable. So I'm going to go ahead and label these as A, B, and C. And we can kind of look at them, right? A is the shortest container. It may get the same volume as B or C. They may hold that. Who knows? But all I know is that A is the shortest and fattest container. So as this fills up, right, our volume may increase, and you see that happening for all of these here. Our volume is increasing, but A is the shortest of the heights, right? So our height here on the middle graph is our shortest. That has to be A. So then we're down to B and C. B and C are both kind of like the same width. If we look kind of at the bottom, they're both at the same width, right? Until C gets up here and starts widening out. This means C is going to fill at a slower rate than B. So both of these have constant, you see this constant movement here until this one, kind of you can see where it's widening out and filling at a slower rate. So this one's going to have to be C, and this graph is going to have to be B. All right, let me move on to the next graph. So the graph shows the volume of air in a balloon as you blow it up until it pops. What are the variables? Okay, and then describe how the variables are related at various points on the graph. So let me take a look at this here. Can I move this out of the way? Yeah, I can. Right there would be good. All right, so we have volume. I just lost my pen again. That's super annoying. Why did that happen? All right, let me see if I can fix this here. I want my pen. My little red dot is what I want. Is that going to work for me now? Kind of what I want. I've got volume. That's what I wanted. And I've got time. Okay? So as time increases, I'm going to go ahead and break this up into intervals here. I've got this interval here, right? Obviously from 0 until whatever this is. This interval here where it kind of flattens out. I've got another kind of where the air is filling up as time increases, right? So there's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Here's 6. We've got another flattening out here. And here is 7. It's rising again all of a sudden, right? There's our top. And the balloon no longer has any volume, right? It's just it's gone. So let's describe this here. I'm going to describe this by saying, first of all, what are the variables? Well, we've got volume and time. Got volume and time. So as the time, right, time is increasing, volume is going to be the effect here. Time is our cause, right? Volume is our effect. So intervals 1, 3, 5, 7 could represent balloon fills with air. All right, intervals 2, 4, and 6. You look at it and it just kind of flattens out, right? So 2, 4, and 6, it just kind of flattens out. That could represent, right? If the balloon's filling with air, you're going, you're taking a breath in, right? Time is still moving on, but there's no more volume going into the balloon. So this could be like, take a breath. Take a breath. You're getting zero volume as time increases. Take a breath. And then we'll label this. This will be interval 8, right? 8. That sharp drop off. Obviously, nothing's happening anymore because your balloon is popped, and it no longer has any volume because, once again, it's a popped balloon. Volume 8, balloon has popped. Balloon has popped. All right, so now we're going to be matching a table. Move this back up to the top here. I don't want this. We're going to be matching a table and a graph, okay? So Band allows fans to download its new video from its website. The table shows the total number of downloads after 1, 2, 3, and 4 days. Which graph could represent the data shown in the table? So my question for you, right, as we approach the table, try to match it to the graph, what is happening to the downloads as the number of days increases? So first of all, we can look at this very quickly and say days. Lost this again. Let me pause. Let me get this pen back up. I want my pen. All right. We can look at days and very clearly say that days is increasing, at a rate of +1. That's pretty easy. Days is increasing at a rate of +1. All right. Total downloads. This is a little bit harder, right? Because you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Days is increasing +1. So what's happening to the total downloads? Days are increasing. That's obvious. Downloads. Are downloads going up? Or are they going down? This is really going to help us narrow things out, right? Obviously, if we go from 346 to 1011, 3455 to 10,426, what is happening to the downloads? Downloads increase. Okay, days are increasing, downloads are increasing. If we're looking at our graphs here, right? Days are increasing, downloads are increasing. This graph has an increase. This graph has a different type of increase. And this graph obviously has a different type of increase as well. This is the only graph that is decreasing, so we don't want you. Okay? Now you have a 75 or 1 in 3 chance. If you guess, you have a 1 in 3 chance to be a 33% chance. You went from a 25% chance to a 33% chance if you were guessing. So my question for you now, are both variables increasing at a constant rate? So I would say if you look at this, right, I've done the math already. You could use a calculator. You just need to find the difference, the difference between each interval here. So if this is interval 1, this is 2, and this is 3, the total downloads on interval 1, you just find the difference of 1,011 minus 346, and that's, this is positive 665. Interval 2, you've got an increase of positive 2, 4, 4, 4. And then finally on your last interval here, you have an increase, after you've done that subtraction there, of 6,971. So this is where it gets a little tricky, right? Total downloads 1, 665. Interval 2, 2,444. Interval 3, right? What is that? 6,971. So not only are they not increasing at a constant rate, the same rate each time, there seems to be a rapid increase. As your days increases, you have a rapid increase. So if you look at graph A, that's a constant increase, right? At that, you could literally draw a straight line through that, because as the days increase, the total downloads increases the same amount each day. You don't want this one either. Okay, so that leaves B and C. So let's look at C real quick. This one looks like you've got an increase, but then it like slows down as it gets up there in days, right? The total number of downloads slows down, and that seems to be, this is it's like this is a hit download right here, hit song, good song. Just think of your favorite song. I probably hate it, but that's okay. No judgment on you, because I'm old. And that is perfectly okay. So, looks like this is actually saying the opposite of this graph, because this is increasing very rapidly. It's jumping up by bigger numbers as the days go on, right? So that would have to be this graph here, right? We don't want this graph either. This one looks like it's slowing down as the days go on. So I'm going to go with B. All right, model rocket rises very quickly and then slows to a stop as the fuel burns out. It begins to fall quickly until the parachute opens, after which it slowly falls back to Earth. What is a sketch of the graph that could represent the height of the rocket during its flight? So let's go ahead and label some intervals here. A model rises quickly. Model rocket. This is going to be interval 1. Okay? Pause this real quick. Model rises quickly, then it slows to a stop. Okay, that's interval 2. I lost this again. Darn it, I have to get my pen back. Then it slows to a stop. Right? That's going to be interval 2 as the fuel burns out. It begins to fall quickly. Okay, that's going to be interval 3. Until a parachute opens, after which it falls slowly back to Earth. Okay, it falls slowly back to Earth, which would represent, obviously, 0, right? If this is 0, 0 on your coordinate grid, the rocket's going to rise quickly, right? And it's going to slow to a stop as the fuel burns out. So here is interval 1. Here's interval 2. As the fuel burns out, it's going to kind of like not go anywhere for a little bit, right? And then it falls very quickly. Boom. Right? So here's interval 2. Here's interval 3. And as it falls, eventually a timer goes off and a parachute opens, right? And then it'll fall much slower. So as time increases, the height will slowly fall, and then eventually it's going to hit the ground over here. So interval 1, boom, rises quickly, slows out to a stop right here, and you've got like a stop should actually be at its own interval. Falls quickly back down to Earth, and then it slows until it finally hits the ground. All right, and that is, my friends, using graphs to relate to quantities.